What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Mastered the Yamato and Was Neglected by His Family. For those who don't know, now before continuing this, Yamato is, from Devil May Cry, Virgil's sword, the brother of Dante, the cooler one, the one who mastered the same weapon 10,000 times or so on. Yeah, that weapon, that katana. Anyways, moving onwards, I was scrolling through my YouTube shorts feed and yeah, I saw one of the edits. I don't know how, but yeah, I want to make something like that. The blade alone will be in Naruto universe. Anyways, I'm gonna figure out how to do that. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and please do leave in your ideas in the comment section, because like this idea, many of your ideas give me inspiration to create my own stories and your stories as well. Enough said, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. The story begins 8 years after the QB attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato, as we go towards the said village. It was a peaceful day in the said village, as the civilian children were playing in the playground and in the streets while the vendors were doing their job. The shinobis were going on and about their daily routine. As the village sounded and seemed peaceful, we go towards the shinobi sector, where the next generation was being trained by the current clan heads, their parents, and it was a rigorous training. While the Yugas, Uchihas, and many others focused on their clan ninjutsu, we go towards a family who focused on all. Uzumaki Namikaze family, the current Hokage's family, Minato Namikaze, the Yellow Flash's family. It was also situated in a small house in the Shinobi district, because Uzumaki was a once prominent clan, now reduced to only a few number of people residing within Konoha. As now we see, in the backyard of the said humble house, we see two children training with a red-haired woman, as the said children were Naruto and Mito. As today again, like most of the time since they have started their training, Naruto have lost to his older sister once more, as he was on the ground, panting heavily. It was a taijutsu battle with only kunais allowed, and Naruto was injured, but was, well, not in a danger or life-threatening situation. But he was still injured and on the ground. Ah, damn it, it hurts. Well done, Mito. Why don't you go in and wash up? I'll patch up Naruto, and once it is done, we'll move along. Hi, said Mito, as she, ignoring her little brother who was on the ground, went past him, as Kushina bent down and patched him up. You know, Naruto, you should work harder, a lot harder. You see, Mito is a prodigy, and you have a lot to catch up to. I see. I'll try my best. This is what you say all the time, Naruto. I don't understand. I'm teaching you the same way I'm teaching Mito. Why can't you be like her more? Said Kushina with a disappointment laced in her voice, as that is when she went towards her daughter to help her out in the kitchen to make lunch. As Naruto just sat there, his eyes were covered by the shade of his own hair. Why? I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm training the same, even more harder than her. Then why can't I be able to become stronger? But she is. As that is when Naruto began to hear the voices that he has heard before in his head. You're not special, kid. If anything, you're attained to this family. Is that the Hokage's kid? He heard one of the civilian women looking towards him. I can't believe he is at such level. Look at Mito-sama. She has advanced so high, and look at him at such a low level. I don't even think that he is their family member aside from their name. Maybe he is adopted. As these were the speculations people were making, and the rumors began to spread, and Naruto was looked down upon by the whole village because of that, because of his own family's arrogance. And that was the next thing, his family's arrogance that had been making him, well, like this. As they ignored him, didn't even want to hear his part or piece, didn't even appreciate his hard work, never. They just sounded disappointed whenever he worked harder and harder. It was an endless loop, work hard, being disappointed, and work hard again, like he was running in a circle, over and over again. Having enough, Naruto heard a voice that finally calmed him down. The soul of the Kyuubi no Yoko sealed inside of him, whom Naruto has been talking to for the past 4 years. Because of his own loneliness, Kurama, the Kyuubi no Yoko, well, had to take the responsibility to take care of the kid. At first it was to manipulate him, but soon after some time passed, he realized that the kid relied on him more than ever. And then he began to feel guilt. And now, since the guilt has passed, he was fully fledged like a partner to Naruto. Listen up, kid. Cheer up, okay? You still have me at least. I guess you're right, Kurama. But still, I worked so hard and yet they seemed so disappointed. I tried to climb up this ladder, but even if I climb and climb and climb, it seemed I only have taken the first step to them. In the due time, your hard work will pay off. Remember, kid, hard work is the only key to become the best of the best. As after that, Naruto got up and went inside, and that is when he noticed that his family has already begun their lunch. His father was also there. As Naruto, bowl was not even placed, so he placed his own food. After fixing himself, he began to eat in silence, and that is when Minato then said, with a serious demeanor, Naruto, I'm gonna place you and Mito in the Shinobi Academy soon. But hearing your results from Kushina and my own evaluation, I don't think you are ready. Maybe we should hold you back a few years. What do you say, son? I want to continue, the academy. If it is possible, I want to. But son, you're not that great. I mean, look at Mito. As Naruto's eyes widened, but he remained quiet. As that is when Mito then said, heard that, Naruto? You're not that special. Stop teasing him, Mito. I'm just joking, As after that, Naruto went upstairs. And a few days passed after that discussion, and October 10th arrived, their birthday party night. As in the night time, as the birthday party began, Mito's friends, which were once Naruto's friends and now ignored him like a bludge, arrived there because of their parents told them to. And not only that, many of the high-class people were also there, as Naruto was sitting in the corner, trying his best to avoid. As that is when their godfather arrived, the only person Naruto in the past have been able to find some solace in. As that is when Jiraiya then said, well, I have an announcement to make before we cut the cake and all that. What is it, Sensei? I have decided I'm gonna train Mito because she is the most prodigious one out of the bunch. And not only that, she will be the next sage of the Toads. As everyone began to cheer as Naruto's eyes widened. What about Mito? Am I not important to even him? As Naruto then got up and began to leave upstairs. After arriving upstairs, he closed his door shut. As he remained there, his tears falling. Not once his parents came upstairs as 3 hours went by. As that is when he heard footsteps coming upstairs. It was Mito. I know you're in there. Listen up, Naruto. I'm about to begin my shinobi career and become the best Konoichi out of all in the whole elemental nation. You better not drag our name down to mud, because after the parents pass away, because eventually they will, either of old age or God knows how, I'm gonna kick you out of the clan if you behave like this, as the heir to the both Namikaze and Uzumaki clan. And if you're wondering, you were supposed to be the Namikaze clan here. That is because the father has stripped you of it, because I am the more prodigious one, not you. So you better make sure that you are up to par at least, so that you can able to handle my spar after I'm done training. Me, the true child of prophecy. Can't believe you are a brother to me. Born on the same day as well. I detest you, Naruto. You hear me? As on the other side, Naruto heard everything, and was broken, mentally and emotionally, as he cried, continued on to. Nobody was on his side, except for one friend, Kurama. Listen, kid. You don't gotta... I have decided, Kurama, said Naruto, cutting him off. I'm not gonna live here. If they wanna kick me out, so fine. I'm done with this bullshit. I'm gonna leave. Where are you gonna go? I'm gonna become a Ronin, on my own now from now on. I'm not gonna rely on anyone, not gonna trust anyone. But kid, are you sure about this? Yes. I'm gonna end this bloody bloodline with me. I don't care about anyone. I haven't had enough, said Naruto. And that is when Kurama tried to sense any emotions from within Naruto, but he couldn't find anything aside from rage. Naruto has been going numb as his rage was increasing. This is not good. The kid is not The kid is, said Kurama, as he was shocked enough to not form words of his mouth because of the rage that he was sensing. I can't believe this, father. What should I do? Thought Kurama to himself, as on the other side Naruto packed his stuff and at that night left. As after that, a few days passed as Mito was beginning her training as Kushina then noticed, where is Naruto? Today was a sparring match between you and him. I don't care about that idiot. If he's not gonna take this serious, we might as well ignore him. You're right about that though. Mom, listen, you don't need to be babysitting him. He's old enough to realize that if he wants to become a shinobi, he has to take care of things seriously. If he's gonna act like this, then he better stop, well, thinking that this will make him garner any sort of attention whatsoever. I guess you're sort of right. I don't believe it. Why would that kid try to pull a stunt like this? Once Minato comes back, I'm gonna discuss this with him. As Mito smirked, knowing that he has placed Naruto in trouble, but unaware to the family, or to the whole village, Naruto was not even there. He has left that village. As now the night came, Naruto was nowhere to be seen so far, as Kushina and the rest were having a dinner and just laughing, and that is when Mito noticed that she was going to watch and enjoy as her little brother was belittled. As she then said, "Oh, Kachan, remember that Naruto today didn't even came to a sparring session? He has been even skipping out classes for a few days." As Kushina with a frown then said, "Yeah, that is true." "What? Why would Naruto do this?" said Minato. "Oh, Minato, I was gonna discuss with you. Well, Naruto has been doing this. It is an unprofessionalism, and not only that, he has to take responsibility since he is going to be, a part of this family. He has to pull his own weight. We can't carry his weight around like this. He has to realize that he's an Uzumaki and a Namikaze." "You're right. I'm gonna go and bring him down, and we're gonna have a talk. This is not a behavior of a Namikaze and Uzumaki, and at least of our son." As Minato went upstairs in rage, and only to find the door unlocked. As soon as he opened, he found that nothing was inside. The room was bland, unlike Mito. What is this? Why is there dust here now? As seemingly the room hasn't been even cleaned for the past 3 days or so on. Something tells me something is not right here. And that is when, on Naruto's study table, he found a letter on which only 2 words were written. "I denounce you." As after hearing this, Minato's eyes widened. What? As he came downstairs and began to march outwards. "Minato, where are you going? Kushina? Come with me." "Mito, you stay here." What happened? Where is Naruto?" she asked. "Naruto is not here. Heck, not even in the village. I'm gonna send in Anbus to find him and track him down. He ran away from home." And with these words said, Kushina was shocked as Minato dashed towards his office to gather Anbus and send them out to grab their son. As the Anbus were gathered, he, in a fit of rage, then said, "Hunt down Naruto, bring him back alive. I don't care in what situation. If he tries to evade you, you are allowed to tackle him. This will teach that idiot a lesson to never do something like this again." "Hokage-sama, with all due respect, I am the Hokage. I have given you an order. Are you going to follow it or not, Shinobi?" I will, Hokage-sama." As after that, the Anbus were sent out across the elemental nation to find Naruto. It was more like a hunt. Minato was angry, as that is when Hiruzen arrived from his vacation. As after his arrival back, he was informed, so he arrived at the Hokage office soon after. "Minato, what is this I am hearing? You have sent it out most of our Anbu division to hunt down your son like an animal?" "I'm teaching him a lesson, and it's not like I'm treating him like an animal. He is still my son. Even if I am disappointed in him, it doesn't mean that he is allowed to do and pull these stunts. Knowing my enemies, they wouldn't even bother. They'd just see the resemblance, they would kill him in an instant." "That is true, Minato, but still, what could have pushed him so far to just ran away from home? Nothing, Hiruzen-sama. He's just being him, an idiot. He always has been." "How do you know?" "Mito has told me every time that he has been getting into trouble again and again and again." "Minato, you do know that I am a father too, and has been more experienced than you, right? Children do tend to lie to frame others because of what they have done. Or have you not noticed that?" "Are you saying that Mito has lied to me?" "No, she wouldn't do that." "Do you have any proof?" Did you hear from Naruto's side of the story? Well, of course, I... As Minato froze, as he tried to remember, but no matter how far he thought, he couldn't remember a single time when Minato tried to tell him something about Naruto, or tell on Naruto, that he has ever tried to reason or listen to Naruto's side. I didn't, he said as realization dawned on him. You have isolated that child in his own home, Minato. Taking the side of one while abandoning the other altogether. Seeing that there was no hope, the kid finally had enough and escaped this hell, as he called it. Did he left a letter or so on? Yes. What did he say? I denounce you. So he denounced his name and heritage. I see. Things have gone way too much worse, Minato. What do you mean? You see, when I was young and acting Kage, it was in the midst of the war that my daughter, Hiromi, she ran away from home because of the same reason. And Bivaku is still pissed about it. An enemy caught her and she wandered up dead, killed by him. And I could only watch in helplessness. And you know what her last words to me were? What? I hate you. I hate you and Mother. Before she passed away in my arms, said Hiruzen as he closed his eyes to hide his tears. It still pains me, but what you have done, Minato, is similar. You have to find him and apologize as fast as you can, because if things have turned this sour, you might have as well as have burned the last bridge that you can mend for. No, I can fix this. I will fix this. I realize what I have done. I didn't even try to listen to him. I didn't even bother. That is why he ran away. But first I gotta talk to both Mito and Kushina at home. Thank you, Hiruzen-sama. Always, Minato. As now we see Minato arrived back at home, his eyes covered by the hair. As Mito then said, Kato-chan, did you find him? Mito. Sit down. Kushina, you as well. There's something I need to find out first. Mito, remember when you told me that Naruto was the one who pranked the Inuzukas by shaving their dogs off, and not only that, who hurted Ino by shaving her head off? As instantly, now we see Mito was flinching and on edge as she nodded. Of course, I told you, he was the one, right? I remember it. I was there to see it, but I thought it was Ino who told you. Wasn't that what you said last time? Yes, Mito, this is what you said last time, said Kushina, as now her lies were fumbling, even as Minato's eyes narrowed. God damn it, Mito. Do you know what you have done? You have thrown your brother out of his own family because of what you have done. But he's a nobody. Why are you so infatuated with him? I was pissed at him, always trying to gain your attention by willingly doing things wrong. He didn't do it willingly wrong. He was trying his best. He was trying his hardest and we ignored it all. Didn't even compliment him. We were too hell-bent on the perfect child, the child of prophecy. You know what, Mito? I am stripping you of the Namikaze and Uzumaki clan head title as well, and taking away your achievements that has been given to you wrongfully. But I worked hard for them. No, you did not. You have been wrongfully accusing your brother of your own pranks, and next day you are going to go around the village and apologize to everyone, or you will not return home at all, because consider yourself kicked out of the family as well. As Mito's eyes widen, you can't do this to me. You know how hard I worked for this? And you're gonna throw me out because of that idiot who's not even that powerful. Of course. Because to me both of you were equal, or supposed to be. I, because of my own arrogance, because of my pride in you, I ignored him. I ended up ignoring him, putting him second and you first. I can't believe I have done this. After Naruto is found, I'm gonna try my best to make amends, and so would you. Why should I? If you're not gonna try hard, Mito, then at least have the audacity to face him with a little bit of humility, because you have framed your little brother, for God's sake. He's not your enemy. He's your own blood. After we are gone, who are you gonna go to if you're gonna need help? As Mito remained quiet, because as far as I know, in this shinobi world, friends betray you faster than you can blink an eye. They would shove a kunai in your guts and twist it around with a sinister smirk on their face. I've seen it happening way too much, Minato. Calm down, she's just young. Young? You know what she has done? She needs to realize what she has done. But it's not her fault. It's our fault as well, Kushina. We as both parents have failed him. We have failed Naruto. I hope wherever he is, he's fine, and nothing bad's happened to him before we find him. As Mito was crying, and so was Minato and Kushina, and hoping that Naruto was found. As on the other side, Naruto was ambushed by Anbus, which Minato ignored that he has sent it out to hunt him down. Naruto's leg was broken after being captured. So the Kage's kid is really, nothing much better. You know what? What is it? Said one of the Anbus to the other. Maybe we beat the kid up to teach him a lesson. After all, the Kage did told us to scare him off. As Naruto's eyes widened, as Naruto was punched, as his ribs were broken, kicked and tossed around like a rag doll and a punching bag. After Naruto was close to getting unconscious, Naruto slumped down to the ground. Many of his bones shattered and cracked. As Kyuubi, having seen enough, as it took the chance, as Naruto's consciousness slipped, it woke up. Gathering the chakra from nature, the soul alone was able to gather most of its chakra in an instant. And Naruto transformed into an 8-tailed state Kyuubi, which was huge and almost had skin without any fur. And soon, the whole fur grew as well. Every shinobi arrived here. What have you done? We arrived here and the kid was turned into Kyuubi. You're lying, said the Kyuubi, as everyone stood there, as one of them then spoke. How can we trust you? Kakashi. They willingly hurted your sensei's son. They were ordered by his father to hunt down him, but not to beat him into a pulp. Many of his body bones have been cracked and broken. He's God knows how hanging on there. I have taken control for the time being, and mark my words, I will destroy Konoha for what it has done to an innocent soul who has been wronged way too much longer. After that, with a single slam of hand, both of these Anbus who were there beating Naruto were squashed and pasted into the ground like a toothpaste. As after that, as their innards were spread everywhere, Kyuubi turned around and disappeared in an instant, leaving the shinobi forces shocked there, knowing they couldn't go after a huge Biju now. Kakashi-senpai, what are we to do? Everyone, retreat back. Tenzo, you and I are going to go and have a talk with Sensei. Are you sure about this, senpai? I mean, I can go in our stead if you... No, this is something that I need to do. I need to do this on my own. As unknown to them as they all left, one person was watching this all. This is certainly interesting turns of events, don't you think? Of course. But something is bothering me. What it is? Why would the Kyuubi act so friendly towards a human? We made sure that the Kyuubi despised and hated humans no matter what. Now that I can agree with. Why would the Kyuubi side with the brat? This is certainly turning out to be interesting, but no worries. With the team that we have gathered and formed, and with our resources, we'll be able to track him down in no time. This information will be valuable to Akatsuki. So let us retreat then. As the said figure disappeared into the trees, as it disappeared into the surface of the earth and moved around, all the way back to Omegakure. As now we go towards Konoha, as Jiraiya has arrived back, and so have many others, as Kakashi arrived, bursting through the door of the Hokage office. Sensei, mind telling me why I was not informed that you have ordered the Anbu squadron, that we are to hunt down Naruto and harm him? What, you found him? Almost did. You know what the Anbus did that were killed? Killed? What happened? Did Naruto? Naruto didn't do it, it was Kyuubi. What? Naruto was beaten to the point that his inner demon was able to escape almost, and gather enough chakra to form itself complete as a whole. As everyone was shocked, that is not possible, Kakashi. The seal itself it only allows the Kyuubi to break free once the Jinchuriki dies. As that is when all of them froze. So if the Kyuubi is broken free, that means Naruto is dead. No, Kyuubi told me that he's barely clinging to life. Those shinobis beated him to the point that he was somehow in that state. my god, what have I done? Said Minato, as he was feeling horrified at what he has done, what his rage has done to his family and son. As that is when the words of Hiruzen Sarada came to his mind. You better not make any mistake, Minato, or the bridges that has still not been burned between you and your son might end up burning. As now Minato realized that that bridge might have been burned as well, into crisp. No, I'm not gonna give up. He will understand. I have to try my best. I have to try. Sensei, please, I beg of you, go and find Naruto. We have to know where he is. I have to bring him back. He's hurt. Kushina and Mito cannot find out about this, but unfortunately Mito did, and so did Kushina. As Mito and Kushina for the first time felt guilty, huge amount of guilt crushed over them. Mito because she always tried to bully her brother, but she didn't mean it in a bad way. She was just bullying him, as an older sibling would, but she did not knew that it would be gone to this extreme. And as for Kushina, she was heartbroken because of her negligence as a mother. She has made the ultimate mistake. She could have been labeled as a kin deserter if the elder Uzumakis were alive for what she has done. But now, she hoped for the best. The Naruto once brought back, they would try their best of best to make amends to him, hoping that it was not too late. While on the other side, Naruto woke up in a cave that Kyuubi brought him in. Where am I? Easy, kid. Take it easy. Kurama, what happened? I had a nightmare that I was dead. Kid, you were close to dying. If it wasn't for me switching my consciousness with yours, you would have ended up dead. And thanks to you switching consciousness with me, I was able to regain my chakra through being connected to nature once more, and was able to heal you instantly. But it took me some time to do so. I see. Thank you, Kurama. Not to mention it, kid. Where are we? It's just an old cave where I used to reside. Really? Where are you going, kid? Said Kurama as he witnessed Naruto getting up and moving deeper within. I want to know where this leads to. I mean, it's not usual that such a big cave is here. Yeah, I always wondered that. And you didn't even bother to check. Why would I? It was cozy and it kept me hidden, so I just hid myself here and rested. Always the lazy genius, aren't you, Kurama? You betcha. As now we see Naruto venture deep into the cave, while on the other side we go towards Amegakure. As Amegakure has been the base of the Akatsuki, a hidden organization that was working in the shadows, and their goal? Well, it was to gather the 9 bijus and to revive the 10 tails to start the Moonlight plan. As now we see, all the members were gathered there: Hidan, Kakazu, Sasori, Deidara, Kisame, as well as Zetsu, Pain, and Konan, Tobi. As being there, all of them then looked at each other as they nodded. As Pain then said, "This meeting is in session. Zetsu has informed us that he has found some vital information regarding the 9 tailed Jinchuriki, the soul one specifically. Seemingly the soul has switched his consciousness with the boy's consciousness and was able to regain chakra. So we have a chance of fighting the 9-tailed Biju in itself. Nice! Me and Samehara are itching for a fight. You bonehead. We can't fight a 9-tailed Biju. Even Hashirama had a hard time beating it. What makes you think that we will be able to?" said Kakazu. Ah, shut up, Kakazu. With my blade technique, even Jashin-sama would bow down to me now. And I alone will bring down the Kyuubi. As that is when Pain then said, "Enough. For the time being, our task is simple. Gain as much as trust we can with the other villages and get inside to gather intel and recon points. And not only that, while at it, we have to gain some more fundings, and our own spy network is to be increased. Zetsu continue monitoring the situation. Unfortunately, the Kyuubi was able to escape. I did not know where it disappeared to. Then find it. We have to find where the Kyuubi has gone or taken the boy. And only then we'll be able to continue on with our plan. After being aware where our targets are." Hi, this meeting is adjourned. As after everyone left, only 3 people remained there. Pain, Toby, and Zetsu. What do you think? Toby is a good boy. What does Toby has to think? Enough, Toby. Or should I say Madara? Please tell me. I see. Said Toby, or now revealed to be Madara, as his red eye gleamed from the mask that he wore on his face. What I think is that the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, one in the village, will be the more easier target than the one who is roaming out. After all, we need either one of the Jinchurikis. But Madara-sama, I heard that the girl is quite prodigious, and not only that, she's quite strong as well for her age. Do you not believe in our abilities? We are still growing and getting more stronger as the day passes. So I have belief in my team's abilities. This organization will fulfill its goal, no matter who stands in our way. Even if it is Hashirama Senju himself, we will crush him to make sure we achieve what we have to. And besides, I have a personal vendetta against Konoha that I need to make sure that is settled. Is that understood, Pain? Hi, it is. Good. Now go get on with it, Zetsu. Of course, Madara-sama. As after that, we see the meeting was adjourned for the time being. As the news about the Kyuubi being sighted on the outer skirts of the Land of Fire itself was now being spread out in the other villages, and they were getting anxious as the time passed. As on the other side, in the cave, we see Naruto venture deep within. Suddenly, his feet slipped in the end and he fell down a huge hole. But somehow he was able to survive with just minor bruises, which were healed instantly by Kurama. That hurt! As that is when suddenly light appeared. It was fire that began to lit up on the torches that were placed there in a line, indicating a pathway, as Naruto, being careful and Kyuubi guiding him, led down to the pathway. As after traveling what seemingly like hours, Naruto arrived in front of a huge tomb. As Naruto, gulping, arrived near the tomb, as on top of the tomb was placed a katana. What is this? Seemingly it's an old katana here. As Naruto picked it up and unsheathed it, immediately there was something that caused a huge jolt, like a lightning coursed through Naruto's body as his eyes widened, as that is when he found himself in another reality altogether that was different from him, and yet so modern. That is when he saw 2 brothers fighting, one wearing red, the other one wearing blue. They were Virgil and Dante, both of them fighting with their abilities, and the Virgil one was holding on to this blade. It was his blade, known as Yamato. The ability to warp through reality itself and go to hell through it, and to any given point. And not only that, the ability to master it 10,000 times give its user the ultimate buff that one needs to become the strongest out there as possible. As not only that, Naruto witnessed that both of the brothers' battle continued on for eons, ages, until Virgil had a son. But even then, the brothers, because of their egos and power, fought. And after that, their battle became catastrophic, as the demons were wiped out that they killed, but it ended up wiping out the whole world. Seeing this, Virgil's son Nero took the blade of his father, as Dante's blade was destroyed because of the battle. In the end, Virgil has won because his blade was the only thing that was able to survive the battle that has destroyed the whole world and humanity, leaving him alone because he was a hybrid. As he picked it up and giving up his powers as a devil, he was able to restart the world somehow. And this was his tomb. This was Nero's tomb, with the sword of his father's blade, Yamato, placed on top of it, ready and waiting for the next user. As that is when Naruto, seeing all of the story, was woken up with a gasp, as he found himself next to the tomb, and the blade, Yamato, in his hand, as Naruto sheathed it. What should I do, Kurama? Kid, look at your waist. As suddenly, made out of a blue aura or energy, was a holster that appeared there. as Naruto placed the blade there as the blade began to hover near him. What is this? Seemingly, it is where you hang the blade. Yamato, it seems. I saw something, Kurama. What I may have seen might have been the beginning of the end, and after the end, the beginning of a new world. The shinobi world. I saw it too, kid. Dante and Virgil. The blade you hold is one of the strongest person out of two out there that has the capability of destroying. And the legend says whoever masters this blade, he will become the strongest. So what do you say, kid? As Naruto unsheathing the blade began to practice here, and after what seeming like 3 years passed, Naruto was ready to go outside. As Naruto crawled out of the same hole that he fell in, as after 3 years, he finally stepped out of the cave. His hair was grown longer, which he cut it out with the Yamato single slash in an instant. Now his hair back to his normal self, and Naruto, with a lean, slim, muscular body, standing over 6 feet tall, stood there, his eyes filled with conviction and somewhat arrogance, because he has mastered this place more than 10,000 times. He was the true master of Yamato now. What do you say, Kurama? What should we do? First of all, kid, you gotta make sure you realize what is going on the shinobi world. So that is what I say. As after taking down some bounty missions, Naruto was able to track down the bounty guild where he was able to collect his reward. And after doing so, he found a newspaper vendor where he bought the newspaper to see what was going on. As that is when he heard the headlines. Sunagakure's Kage was taken and was returned soon. And thanks to the sacrifice of an elder, he was revived. But the Biju was taken by an organization known as Akatsuki now. Akatsuki? Biju taken? This doesn't sound good, Naruto. Not one bit. That Kurama. As Naruto also said, I feel the same way, Kurama. So what should we do? We have to investigate this. Forget about everything. You have enough to survive on your own for a few months. Look for clues. As after that, Naruto bumped into a shinobi nearby. Excuse me, do you know anything about Akatsuki? You know, anything that makes them stand out? Akatsuki? Huh. The punks that are famous these days around in the news? What do you want to know about them, Brad? Nothing, sir. I'm just, trying to find anything. Because they have been blowing up on news, right? Yeah, of course they are. I mean, I can do a better job than them if I'm paid right. Yeah, I bet you would. Huh. You must have been a fan of me or something. Yes, sir. You can say that. Anyway, can you tell me? Those punks wear black cloaks and with red clouds on them. That is the distinctive feature. And one thing else. They have slashed out their headband markers from the village that they belong to. Oh, I see. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, you want an autograph or something? As Naruto disappeared. Huh? Where did the kid go? Whatever. I'm so done with this. As now we see, Naruto, who has been training for 3 years or so on, was itching for a battle. Kurama? We now know about their appearances. We gotta look for clues. And so, now we have a time skip of a 6 month. 6 months have passed as Mito have been training and meditating in the Toad Mountain, Mount Miyaboku, and today was the time for her to return, as she has mastered the sage mode of the toads. As after returning, she has become much more serious and reflecting. Konoichi once was an arrogant girl, was now a reflective and ideal Konoichi for most. And as for the parents, they still were heartbroken and searching for their son, hoping, and so was she. As now we see, she arrived home. I'm home, Ka-chan. To-chan. But they didn't say anything as Mito went inside. The thing was that in their own sorrow they began to blame Mito for all of this, as now Mito was the one on the receiving end of their, neglect. As that is when we see Hiruzen arrived, visiting him after a long time again. Minato, I need to discuss something with you. What is it, Hiruzen-sama? You have not been coming to the office. I have been taking care of the office for the time being, but it is getting too hectic for me. I have passed down this hat to you as you were the next Kage of this village. I'm not your assistant now, okay? Not that I hate this village, but I have retired, and I deserve some retirement rest. You have to act up as a man and return back to your job. Naruto is out there somewhere, I know of it, and you will find him when the time comes, but that doesn't mean you gotta stop everything to sulk here. What else I can do? I couldn't even make my family as a whole. I let it lost all and destroy it all because of my own arrogance. What can I do to defend the whole village? I'm not fit to be a Kage. I'm not fit to be a father as well. No, Minato, everyone makes mistake. Even if Naruto doesn't forgive you. Oh, he will. He will, Hiruzen-sama. He's my boy. I know he will, said Kushina. He will. I know of it. He's my precious baby boy, he will. Kushina mumbled to herself as Hiruzen, seeing this, was now getting worried. Minato, we need to talk. What is it? Privately. As both of them arrived in the Hokage office, Kushina needs to be re-evaluated. She's acting strange. Maybe the sorrow of her son has gotten way too much to her. And the guilt as well. She's going crazy, Minato. You have to take care of her properly. I'm trying my best. I always do, don't I? As seeing that Minato was also looking the same, he called for a council meeting. Minato and Kushina are unfit because of what happened to their son. We have to make a new Kage here. And I know the perfect candidate. Who? Tsunade. It is time Minato passed on the mentale because he's unfit to carry on this title any longer. And the whole village needs a acting Kage. And so Jiraiya was called back, as he was informed of the duties that he needs to perform. And so he went out to get Tsunade, and after bringing her back, she took over the mentality of the Hokage and became the 5th Hokage of Konoha Gakure no Sato. Minato didn't even bother to stay there. After passing on the hat, he returned back to his home, sat down on his chair, and began to reminisce of how he has caused all of this. Now Minato was freed from his duties as well, and was put on the holster of the, spare shinobis, because for the time being Naruto need to be rehabilitated because of the loss of their child has gotten way too much into them. Tsunade, aside from being a Kage, was acting as their doctor as well. After evaluating them, she talked to her sensei in her office now. I gotta be honest, sensei, they're not looking good. The kids need to be brought back, at least to meet with them, either to serve the bridge or to either make amends. I don't care whatever it is, they need to just face him. Otherwise, this guilt will eat them up, to the point they might even commit suicide. What? Yes, it has reached to that point. Damn it. You don't have to worry about anything, Tsunade, sensei. Jiraiya. What are you? I thought you left. I stayed. I have gotten a lead about a blonde-haired boy, 6 feet tall now, going on and about. I'm gonna find him soon. He's been looking for Akatsuki for some reason, carrying a katana of his own right. Something off about that blade as well. Never seen, never heard of it before. I even asked about the blade and its characteristics that have been mentioned to me by my spies to the Toad Elder Sage, and you know what I found? What? Nothing. Nothing at all. Nobody is aware of that blade. As now we see, everyone was shocked, and so Jiraiya went out on his own hunt to find out about him, and all his search led him to Amegakure, where he entered but soon was encountered and cornered by his own students, former students, the head of the Akatsuki, Pain and Konan. Nagato, why are you doing this? said Jiraiya as he was cornered and pierced by a lot of chakra rods and bleeding out. I have to do this, sensei. You're gonna stand in my way. The world shall know retribution and pain before it is rebirthed from the ashes of this world. As that is when suddenly a blade sound was heard, which was unsheathed, and immediately everything stopped for a bit, as Jiraiya, for God's sake, witnessed multiple slashes, and immediately both two of his students and the remaining pods that surrounded him once and cornered him and rendered him to this position and state were now in cube-sized pieces and killed. And there in front of him stood a kid who was grown up that sheathed his katana. Why do you have to jump head first into the battle, Jiraiya? You could have lost your life. Naruto? Is that you? It's been a long time. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? I am here to get you back. What are you doing here? You knew about them? Of course I did. I have been searching for them. They took the Jinchuriki of the Sunagakure, and turns out it was the Kazekage. The Kazekage returned back to life, but the Biju was taken. So I became worried, because why do they want a Biju? Hamegakure was never a village to be, that much of a threat. So they were planning something big, and this organization, being the head, was planning something big. That is until I found out that they're aiming to gun all the Bijus. So I took them out. Took them out? What do you mean? I have been killing them all, fighting them on the other side. All of the civilians that you see here are all puppets, nothing else. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to worry about Orochimaru. He's been killed as well. It was you. You're the one who killed him, right? The whole bases that were destroyed. Was it you, Naruto? Yes. Naruto, your family, they need to see you. They're not my family. They never were. And they never will be. What are you then, Naruto, then if you're not their family member, a Ronin? On my own. Always have been, always will be. Naruto, they're gonna die. Ended up killing themselves because they realized their mistake. Fine, I'll return back, but not to make any amends. You hear me? As after hearing him loud and clear, Jiraiya allowed him to come back. As after arriving back, the family was face to face once more. Naruto, said Mito. For first of all, I'm not here to make any amends. You never looked at me like a son, or even wanted me to be a family. No matter how hard I tried, you ignored. You always pushed me and pushed me away. Never wanted me to be included in your perfect family. Now that you are perfect family, why bother? Searching for the missing piece that was never able to fit into your puzzle. As Minato looked down, that doesn't make sense, Naruto. You are a family. Why are you saying such a thing? Because it's the truth. You all need to hear it. I don't need any of you. What I said on those pieces of paper was me, my sorrow that I have endured from all of you, from Konoha, from everyone. Into those 3 words, I denounce you. That makes it all clear. I couldn't have said it more clear. I didn't want it to be a long essay of what you have done. I wanted you to realize what you have done, and seeing that you have suffered enough, this is the final blow. I don't need you. I never will, never would. And as for what you said, Mito, I would kick you out of Konoha and of, well, the clans. I don't need your clans. I am good on my own, as a Ronin. I'm not even affiliated with your shinobi system or with you, since I have denounced you all. And since I have been kicked out of the clan system by you naming her the Namikaze clan here, which was supposed to be my title, I have been kicked out of your family as well. So you have no right to brag about this all bullshit to me. As that is when Minato realized, as tears fell down his eyes as Kushina tried to hug him, but Naruto avoided it. I'm not your son. Even if you were the one who gave birth to me, this is the least I can do for you. To make you realize that you have lost me completely. My faith in you and everyone else have been lost. You made me realize that I can trust only me and myself alone. It's always been me, myself, and I. And that is all I have. There was never anyone I could trust or rely upon. So this is it, said Naruto, getting up. Naruto, please. Even if you stop or beg, tell me to stop or beg, I won't listen. I'm done. Done with you, everyone else. You're serving the bridge that was supposed to mend our way. There was no bridge. The gap that you have left, the bridge was burnt long ago before I even left. I was just hoping to find the right time to leave. That's all. And when the time arrived, I did left after having enough. As after that, Naruto departed. And soon after that, the Namikaze Uzumaki family moved on, realizing that what was destroyed could not be mended again. They still lived with the guilt, but they knew deep down that this was their fault, theirs and Konoha's. So they became isolated by Konoha, isolating themselves from them. because they too were involved in this. Involved in the abuse of Naruto. As on the other side, Naruto became a generational genius and a prodigious Ronin, who was called a master of a weapon 10,000 times, because he has mastered Yamato more than enough times that he was able to tackle and destroy everyone who was in his way, even level mountains. And that became evident when the Zetsu, the will of Kage, and Kage Otsutsuki, the rabbit goddess, the queen of the Otsutsukis, was killed by him without any consequences. He even destroyed her with the Judgment Slash, his ultimate technique, as this was more than enough to devastate the landscape there. And with this single technique alone, from his blade known as Yamato, he was dubbed as the strongest swordsman and Ronin in the history of the shinobi world, being labeled as 5S rank plus shinobi, the only shinobi to achieve this rank as a Ronin. And he lived far away in a small home on his own, where he would hunt down those who were his bounties as targets, and live all by himself because he still hasn't been able to find anyone who he could trust. Naruto knew the importance of Yamato and how many people would want this blade, and that is why he kept it close and revealed it to nobody where it was really. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!